Welcome to the Media That Changes the World class. It's a real privilege to do this with John Markowski. Love this guy. He's a real jewel in the kingdom, and just love listening to him and learning from him. But I want to learn some things from you too. We're going to have some questions after a while. I'm going to ramble on here for about 30 minutes. He's going to ramble on, and then we're going to give you a chance to ramble on after that. And since they scheduled us at the dinner break on purpose so that those of you that are really into it, you can stay and ask questions as long as you want. This is just such an exciting group, but let me figure out who's here, okay? How many of you are here because you love the technology, and the software, and the coding, and all that kind of stuff? Who's into that? Yeah. Now those are some smart people. So let's thank them. Yes, we need them. It wouldn't work if we didn't have those smart people, I'm telling you. How many of you love the glitzy, the design, and you're into that, right? Those are some smart, creative people that are pretty amazing, because otherwise we'd just be looking at that ugly code all the time, right? That's how it started back when I was in college. I had one semester of computer stuff in my math degree, and that was about as far as it went at that time. So we're thankful to you guys for making it all look nice. How many of you like to write and publish and get your stuff out there? All right? All right, we need you because you're communicators. You get the message out, right? You're word crafters, and that's crucial. Otherwise, we just have something pretty and something sort of back in nobody else understands, and there would be no message. You'd have a nice theater, beautiful curtains, and you open it and there's no show. So you got to have the folks that are willing to write, put in the hard, use your gifts for that. How many of you are here because you like video and you want to produce video and show it and so on? All right? You're really like the people who like to write, but you just like to write with images. And that's what it is. Picture paints 1,000 words. Now it's maybe 10,000 million, whatever. And so we need all of you. Any other interest I didn't hit? So why you're here? Yes?
Games.
Gaming. That's the other class down the road. Okay. Actually, John's going to hit on something here for you I think you're going to be excited about if you're into that sort of stuff. Yes? Amen. Wow. Have you been praying about that?
Not yet. But...
I want all of us to get praying about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Sarah?
Networking and communications. Yeah.
Okay. Networking. That's the internet, right? That's what it is. We're going to talk a lot about that. Yes?
Music.
Music. Yeah. All right. And again, there's tons of opportunities there in all those aspects we just talked about to integrate music with. Yes?
Performing like acting.
Okay. And we got the video. They've got to present you, right? So we got that whole aspect of the arts and stuff to go in the media. Yes?
Spoken word.
Spoken word. So powerful and effective. And spoken hand gestures. All right, cool. Anything else? Okay, tons of opportunities. And that's why you're here. You have a passion for it. God's giving you some gifts. What can we do? I just want to show you some things of what we already have that I don't think our people really realize what tools we already have. And then I really have a passion for where we need to go with this down the road. I'm not going to waste a lot of time telling you history or all that kind of stuff. I probably need to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I'm Roger Lamb, president of Disciples Today. I led K&N before that, for those of you, any of you remember that? If you were kids or, before that, I edited Discipleship Magazine, and before that I was in the ministry for 20 years.
Wow.
And I'm really old. So that's just the thing. Seasoned, that's right. So, but I'm really excited about this and the possibilities and potential of what we can do with all this media. So, let's think about this. Media that changes the world. And I put Here Am I, Send Me up there because this is the focal point for the campus ministry. And we have tons of other stuff. This seems to be the focal point. We need to take it higher and deeper. The ICMC West theme is higher, and of course here it's deeper. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. I want us to take it higher first, and that means connecting deeper. I'm sorry, did I say higher? We need to go deeper first. We need to connect deeper. Our disciples are, how many of you are on your phone all the time? Don't lie to me. I know. Okay. How many of you are on there when you shouldn't be? How many of you just do silly stuff on your phone all the time? Yeah, we do. It's okay. It can be fun as long as you don't let your phone control you. How many of you use it for evangelism? Okay. How many of you use the texting for evangelism? Excellent. How many of you use it for sharing websites, sharing stories off of Disciples Today or off of Here Am I, Send Me or Facebook? Spiritual stories. All right. See what I'm saying? This is a whole thing we're missing. We use it all the time. We have all these resources, all these messages. We're not spreading them around. And we can do that. But we need to do that to connect disciples first, go deeper, and then we need to connect with the world and go higher. So let's talk about going deeper a little bit first. Disciples Today, is anybody here who does not know what that is? Okay, this is the portal for our churches. Who knows what a portal is? It's not a sci-fi thing where you go to the planet Exxon. Okay, yes ma'am?
It's just an another
Oh, okay, what is it?
well, it's kind of like something that ties a whole bunch of different websites together, kind of. So it's like you go there and then it points you to a completely different website as opposed to staying on the same.
Exactly. The sci-fi portal is the doorway into a whole other world, right?
Yeah.
This is your portal into our churches.
That's awesome.
That's what you got to think of. That's why we built this thing, so that you can find anything you want to know about our churches through this one door.
That's awesome.
Because if you try to remember 400,000 URLs, how do I know where to go find what? So we got it all in one place where you can go to Disciples Today. You can find out all about all of our ministries. We're reorganizing and redoing it now to put it into a CNN format where it's going to be even better. You'll get a snapshot of our whole church when you just come to Disciples Today. And that's how it is now, but it's not as clean as the CNN format. But if you haven't gone there, go spend some time. Go just look through the items on the left side that give you all the options about our church in geographic areas. Click on the links, look at all the different ministries that are available. Under ministries, there's a ton of them. All the different Bible studies that are on there, tons of material. We have thousands of web pages on Disciples Today. And we have links to all the interests, links to campus singles, etc., etc. I'll talk about that in a minute. Here's just some examples. Then we have our own social network, DT Space. How many of you are on DT Space? We have over 5,000, nearly 6,000 people on there now. And it's all disciples, and with a few exceptions. And you can connect with people all over the world. Hope has an incredible website, tons of information, anything you need there. We have a travel page that you need to save up for and come with us on some of these things, right? There's an ICOC singles page. We're going to be rebuilding that. There's a Women Today page, has tons of women's stuff on it. We're building a men's page now. We're going to call it Man Up. We've got a deaf ministry site that brother does. Awesome. We have another site that's for the youth and family ministry that is tons of stuff on it. And then you may not be there now, but you might be down the road. DT Heart and Soul. It's our very own dating site for disciples in our churches. Amen. And of course, ICOC High News, who's really bringing us a lot of these great videos. We got to just connect on Disciples Today. Now, The next thing we got to do is we got to really learn how to take advantage of this social media stuff. We've just started, we're just learning about it, but there's so much more stuff we could do with that. Here's for those of you who are graphically oriented, here's something Jared Robinson put together. This is just a simple example of how you can use this stuff to communicate all these messages quickly. You put a little music to this, right? And you got an incredible thing that people will remember. You can put it, show it at church, you can show it on your Facebook page, you can spread it around. Some of you like to do stuff like that. Use your creativity to do some things like that. And don't wait for your leader to ask you to do it. They announce an event, go put it together and say, hey, I'd like to help you promote this. How about this? Take some initiative. This is what I see too many of you sitting back. Take some initiative and go do this. Here am I, Send Me website. You know the one-year challenge link is up there at the top? How many of you want to go on a one-year challenge? How do you sign up? Anybody know? Anybody know? Oh, there. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, how do I sign up for that? I don't know. We just built this, and you can go there. Remember, here am I, Send Me. You go click on that link. You go register and indicate which one-year challenge site you're interested in. You can go there, etc. Video. We need more people making videos, sending them to Mike for ICOC Hot News. We have our own DToday.tv broadcast channel. This is our first broadcast ever. We could never afford a TV station, but we're broadcasting live 24 hours a day on the internet. We broadcast the ICMCs, the ILCs, the leadership conferences, the Hope events. We broadcast a live appeal for Haiti last year. And we had 1.6 million viewer minutes last year on dtoday.tv. And then we keep all that stuff in an online library where you can just go back and look. You can go listen to some of the messages from last year at the ICMC. In a few weeks, all the stuff and the main messages here will be on there too. So you can go tell your friend at home, hey, we heard this awesome message at the ICMC. Go to this link and listen to this. Tell me what you thought about it. Now that's great for somebody struggling back home, didn't get to come, or somebody just didn't get to come and needs to be encouraged, or somebody you're sharing your faith with. Have them go listen to Kevin, or or Kevin, and figure it out.
Is video or audio?
Video. These are video. Today TV's video. Now all the audio will also be at Here Am I, Send Me. And there are archives of every ICMC in the U.S. for the past several years. They're all archived. All you have to do is go to Here Am I, Send Me and look up the year and hit the audio, and you can download the MP3s and listen to them while you're jogging, running, cooking, sleeping, whatever you want to do. All right? So all that stuff's already there. I don't think we're using it. But you got somebody struggling with something, or somebody that is you're trying to share your faith with. Here's something. Hey, listen to this lesson. This really changed my life. What do you think of it? Give me your honest feeling. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is how you can spread this stuff around. You might not be able to bring them to an event like this, but you can bring the event to them, bring the message to them. So all this stuff we're working at really hard to provide for you. And we just need now people who understand the technology to lead the way to go spread the message and the content. All right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
While we're talking, if you have a question, if you just write it down, and then you can ask your question at the end, because we're moving pretty fast here, I know, and stuff. We also have a bunch of video on Vimeo on our DTV channel. And that, of course, easily accessible to anybody. It's professional quality. It's really good stuff. And you can download it and share it. So I really sped through a lot of stuff. There's so much. I don't think any other church our size has the online capabilities that our church has. I think larger churches don't. So it's amazing what we have available to us. Now it's up to us to go spread that and share it and get it out. And that's what I'm counting on you to do. All right? We also then need you to create content. Most of our content creation does not come from the campus. Who is online more than any other group in the whole world? Campus, right? And I know some of you are, well, my skills aren't there yet, I'm learning. I'm like, nope. You got to start somewhere, right? And I'm saying, just do it. People come to me all the time, have for years, you know, I want to do this. I want to be a producer, director, writer, actor. My first question is always, okay, what are you doing? Well, I'm praying about it. I'm getting advice and getting started. I'm like, no, you're not a writer, producer, director, actor, camera, you know. Writers write.
Yeah.
Whether they have something to publish it, somewhere to publish it or not, they can't help themselves. My son is turning, well, he's 33, my youngest, believe that, can't believe how that happened, but he's playing at the Newport Folk Festival at the end of the month. Big break for him on the stage with Elvis Costello, with Emmylou Harris, Earl Scruggs, his band's right in there and stuff. Big deal for him. They hope to go full time this fall. You know what though? He's been writing songs since he was in junior high. 500 songs he's written, stuff. Put out all kinds of CDs and stuff, performed in places for 2 people, and has been flown to Sao Paulo to play before thousands. But that didn't, what's happening now came only because he was willing to do the work and do that hard work when nobody's paying attention. That's what's going to weed the crowd here in terms of your passion and your intention as to whether or not you really make an impact. And I'm just talking straight with you because I only got a few minutes. I've worked with artists and technical people for many years now, and I have both sides of that going to me, and I know my own tendencies. But I'm telling you how it is. If you're not doing what your passion is, that's not your passion.
Right.
You better figure out what your passion is that you do. Well, I sleep a lot. Well, no, you got to get a better passion. You know, go after it and get some guidance, get some input, because sometimes we have our passion, we're working at something, it's not really our gift set. And we got to get moved over here where our gift set is, and then we'll get more passionate about it. So you got to get a lot of input as to doing that. But what I want to challenge you to do is to get doing it. If you want to write stuff, write it and send it to me. Content@geektoday.net. It's easy. Content@geektoday.net. If you want to produce a video, produce a video. Keep it short, 3 minutes, whatever. Send it to me, send it to Mike. But do it. You got music, you've got this, that, or the other, do it. You understand what I'm saying? And let's get it out. The other thing I want to encourage you to do is get the message clear. Get the message clear. Because if you don't have a clear message, then whatever you do, it's not really going to make a difference. That's a whole nother class that I'd love to teach sometime on how you really clearly give a message. But bounce it off a lot of people. Get some people that know what they're doing, have done it. Get a mentor. You need a mentor in your particular area. And learn everything you can. Soak them. Get several mentors and just learn everything you can from them, and then go for it. Okay? But whatever your passion is, there are vehicles now for whatever you produce to get out. So the channel to get it out is already there, but we need the content. Content is key, and message is the core of the content. Does that make sense? All right, I want to see some good stuff coming for you guys. So we got connecting deeper to our fellowship. There's so many ways. You have miracle stories all around you. Because every disciple is a miracle. Every one of them. Even you're a miracle. You know. You becoming a Christian, there are people that went, that's a miracle. You staying a Christian, there are people going, that's a miracle. Those are the stories we need to tell. That inspires, but that also teaches to other people that want to be a miracle also. So just start with those simple stories. There's nothing better than a real story, as you know, and tell those miracle stories. Okay, so we've got to connect deeper to each other, but then we need to connect to the world. This is the area we haven't really explored yet. First, we had to build an infrastructure to keep us connected. I mean, several years ago when we started Disciples Today, there was no website connecting us, and there was no church directory. We didn't know what the churches were around the world. And it was like, okay, I want to go visit so-and-so. How do you find the church there? I have no idea. So there's a lot of basic infrastructure we had to build over the last several years. God's blessed the life. That's there. What we need to start doing now is get our emphasis and our focus on how do we use all these tools in this incredible time we live in now to reach the lost. How do we get there? Because you know what? They're getting messages all the time, right? How many of those messages are good?
Not many.
Hardly any, right?
Yeah.
You know, why in the world would you buy a beer that constantly makes fun of you as if you're a man, you're an idiot? But that's the whole philosophy of the beer commercials, right? Except for Dos Equis. His pillow is cool on both sides. He slapped you on the back. It'd go on your resume. He's the most interesting man in the world. Okay, we remember that. Well, why can't you make something like that for God? Right?
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
These guys are creative, they're brilliant, they figure out stuff. Why can't we do that? I see a lot of us doing silly stuff because we love playing with the video and the technology. Well, why not do your silly stuff, but why not do some serious stuff? And have fun with it, but get some messages across, right? Most interesting man in the world is really Jesus. Right? But tell it in a cool way. So let's figure out, how do we connect to the world? Here's just some thoughts, some ideas. Here's what we've already done for you is we added this toolbar at the bottom of Disciples Today on all of our websites. You go on here, you can automatically tell somebody on Facebook, I like this story, I like this article. It's easy for you. You click on this thing. You recommend it here. You donate here. Share it, see, on Facebook. You can do all this stuff. It's just so easy now to do all this stuff. Well, why not tell somebody on your Facebook page, hey, I love this article, I love this story. Spread the word to other people, share it. In April 2009, this research firm discovered that 80% plus of people, when invited, checked out a church's website before they attended.
Wow.
And maybe higher by now, frankly. 17% found the church's website while searching for a church to attend. We're so busy inviting people to church, sometimes we forget people are looking for a church. And those are the people we want to find too, right? And there are people every day doing searches for a church in their neighborhood, their community. There are students looking for a campus ministry. We were having lunch with another couple, my chief tech guy in Chicago, who's an awesome guy, and his family. And this girl was waiting on us, had to be 18, 19. And she was so excited to learn there was a campus ministry at this school she was going to. She grew up in the evangelical church center. She has been going there for a year. She didn't know there was a campus ministry. And she just took down the number and she's all excited about doing that. There are people that get on the web and look for you. Can they find you? Do you know if you're even findable on a Google search? Is your campus ministry there? Well, you got all this technology ability. You love to do stuff. You like to write stuff. You like to design. You like to write, do video. You like to do music. All that stuff goes into creating this incredible presence on the web and then getting that up there where people do a search for your campus and they can find you. Would that not be cool? Connecting to the world. We have a church locator that is really a challenge to keep up with 630 churches in 160 countries and keep it current, but we're doing the best we can. We have a campus ministry locator. Of as many campus ministries around the world as we can find. You can link to that on your website. Let people find campus ministries everywhere. This is our beta version of our new church directory website. And the hero in my book is Paul Ramsey, who's the editor for this church directory. Then we have the link up there to the campus ministry thing also, so it's easy to find. There's the list of the campus ministries. It goes on and on and on, and we're redesigning that also to make it a little more user-friendly. But there's websites. When there's a website, we link to that for people so they can find it. Find us on Facebook. Can you find your ministry group on Facebook? Where do your campus students live? On Facebook. You don't have a presence there, they can't find you. We're building a Facebook page for every one of our websites so that the presence is there. And of course, Facebook's trying to take over the world. But they have captured over 600 million people. And there's a lot of attention there. There's a lot of good spreading the word we can do.
Yes.
I just put this picture up and this little note this morning. Immediately within a few minutes, 18 minutes, somebody commented from the conference. Are you here? Are you in here? I don't know how many more commented by now. But you understand what I'm saying? What we can do with some of this stuff? And it's far better than just, hey, I just got another Starbucks. Who cares? You know? Let's do something that matters. No. Add this to your page's favorites. Let people see that you like that on your Facebook page. Who knows? We got to live our life openly in the world, and here's a great way to do it. You're on there all the time. Again, just want to remind you of that stat. So can people find you?
That's a great question.
They're looking for you online. If they find your website, what will they find? It hasn't been updated in 3 years? That's what I find of too many of them.
Yeah.
I find a lot of campus websites, people get all excited, they put it up there and then, boop, nothing happens.
Right.
We have a widget that you can put, it's totally customizable, and it'll put the headlines from Disciples Today onto your website and just keep updating. Every time we update Disciples Today, it'll put a new story on your website. You don't even have to write articles to keep it up. We'll keep it updated for you.
Wow.
There's so many ways to do this stuff. You need to keep it updated with stuff about your campus that will draw people in. If they Google you, what will they find? I want to challenge all of you to Google your campus ministry. Just see if you find anything. Now some of you do because you're into this and you've already got this and so on. Again, people are looking. Atlanta, Georgia campus ministry. Is there anything there? Go look. Your city, state campus ministry. Go look. See what it says. Here's Boston campus ministry. Just Google Boston campus ministry. What do you have? Boston Church of Christ, #1 link right there. That's how we all need to get. We all need to be like that. Chicago Church of Christ just redesigned their website. I think New York's doing the same thing, to be user-friendly and to reach out to people. This is the header when you go to the Chicago website. Looking for a church? Because that's the people. Our people will go read the other stuff, but a visitor may not. So you got them right away. ChicagoChurch.org is their URL. Well, that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
You know, we need to use those names that we got and grab these folks. Amen? The Glasgow, little bitty church in Glasgow, Scotland, has had most of their baptisms from their website. The church in Istanbul, Turkey, has had, for a few years, had all their baptisms from the website, where 95% of people are Muslim. And they couldn't get anybody to talk to them, so they created a website and said, do you want to know more about the Bible? And people started contacting them to know more about the Bible, and they started baptizing people. You understand what I'm saying? Those gifts, those passions you just mentioned, how does that fit into that? That's what you got to figure out and pray about it and get together, get a team together, and go do it. Video. We should share these Hope videos on our Facebook pages. Share it with other folks. I was sitting on a plane with this high-powered IT guy from ThoughtWorks. I don't know if any of you know that. Huge international company. And one of their pillars is social justice. Everybody that starts to work for them, they send to India for 3 months to train and to get a social conscience. They have their own 3-month challenge going on. He loved what I was talking about with Hope Worldwide, with our sending these churches all over the world. He was asking me all kinds of questions. I was so glad to be able to point him to all this information that he can go find out more about us. He invited me to come down to his office in downtown Chicago, and my buddy works down there too. We're going to go have lunch with him. He wants to help somehow.
That's
With
awesome.
Hope Worldwide, provide some sort of pro bono technology, etc. You know, that's the kind of stuff we have at our disposal. Video for hot news. Again, we need to start using some of this stuff, not just for us, but for other people. Media that changes the world. Here's the real key. Here's the big question. Any of you know the movie The Untouchables? Yeah. From Chicago? You know that? I love that movie. Of course, I've lived in Chicago 2 times now and stuff. But I love when they stop at that door and he says, what are you willing to do? This is the real key, because this is real work. It's fun, it's your passion, but if you're not willing to work, you're in the wrong place. And frankly, that's a lesson in life. And there's parts of what you do in life that you don't like to do to accomplish your passion. You just got to accept that. But some of you going, yeah, hard work, I don't like to do that. No, if you have a real passion, you don't care how much work it takes. I've got to get this done. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people like that who are willing to do whatever it takes to get some of this stuff done. And here's what I love about it, folks. In your kitchen table, your bedroom, your den, whatever, at Starbucks, from your computer, you can affect people around the world.
Yeah.
How else can you do that? Oh, I want to become a movie star. You know, 10% of the people that have SAG cards are working at any given time. And 1% of those are movie stars. You know, it's just you, with your passion, with your technology, with this stuff, with the Holy Spirit, with the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ that can change a life. You can change somebody's life around the world. Right there. That's what I want to challenge you to do. What are you willing to do to accomplish that? All right. Higher, out to the world, deeper to our folks. Let's change the world.
Amen.